Hey, hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris. Thanks so much for stopping by. I really appreciate you. This is part of my 1000 day vlog series where, yeah, as the title says, I'm vlogging every single day for 1000 days. And today, my friends, it's day 65. I'll flash it up on the screen so you know which day it is. It could be 64, but I'm pretty sure it's 65. And it's always good to know, isn't it? And today I'm going to be talking about how do you pass bad news to somebody or bad advice to somebody which you know might not be received very well. Now, this little trick I learned from a job that I worked in. And this little trick, it's known as, it's known as a sandwich. I'll let you figure out what the part before that is. And so what you do is you basically have to do good, bad, good. And what you have to do is something like this. So you say to them, kind of praise them if you like. So you say to them, I really liked what you did the other day. I thought that was absolutely fantastic. You know, you're a good member of the team. You're a good player. Everybody likes you here. Look, the other day we had a mishap. That's the bad bit, by the way. We had a mishap. X, Y, and Z happened. That happened. And because of that, you know, the fallout from that is this. So you look, yeah, whilst we appreciate you've done your best there on that time. But having said that, I know you won't do that again. I know things will change and it'll be different moving forward. And yeah, I would just reiterate the fact that you're a very good hard worker, diligent, and you really give your lot to it. So yeah, I think that's a kind of universal occupational sort of thread that people use to literally get over sort of having to pass difficult news. And if you do it that way, it's actually more palatable for people who understand, you know, that you can't really alienate people in a very direct way. Now, I've had managers, I kid you not, I have had managers who have not been receptive to that idea. I've had some really good ones too. I've had some great ones who've understood the mechanism of being able to pass difficult information. But it also works in your personal life. Yeah. So, difficult thing to do, especially sometimes in a heated moment, and we're all human, me too. And I've had to express sometimes very directly an opinion that I've had about something. And when you do that, sometimes you can't always get what you want. And not that you should every time, because that would make you a spoiled individual. But imparting that kind of information that way, your chance of success, I think, elevates. It goes up. So what do I mean by that? So maybe during some kind of discussion in your personal life, it may well be that you heap praise on them on the run up to what would be a difficult conversation. And obviously halfway through, you would say to them, actually, you know what, there's this issue going on. And yeah, it's causing me some kind of grief, you know, some kind of discourse. And but having said that, I love our relationship. I love what we're doing. I love how we're doing it. And I don't want things to change. But there's just this thing that came up, that cropped up. And I think you need to know that that by, you know, by going forward, by improving our relationship, we can move forward and get things done in a more conducive way that's to both of us, you know. So yeah, it's all about delivering sometimes information which can be difficult in a way, like I say, that is conducive to not causing further harm to you or the relationship you have with that person, whether or not it's personal or at work. And it's just a way of keeping things civil and nice. Now, it is a technique, isn't it? And in the heat of the moment, do we adhere to techniques? Well, if you're anything like me, I tend to engage my tongue before my brain, and before you know it, it's all gone horribly wrong, and then you're in the mop-up phase, aren't you? Yep, mopping it all up, because guess what? Yep, I've gone and put my big foot in it, and because I put my big foot in it, it takes a little while for things to get back to normal again, whatever normal is. And yeah, I think we engage these kind of our brains a bit more when we're probably at work. We engage our brains more when we I think we have an occupational respect for people. The people that are in our personal lives, maybe, just maybe, because, we're used to seeing them in a very personal nature, we just let it out anyway, because there is no filter there. We're just being us. And some would say that's probably how you should be. But in being you and not having that filter, it can have such a negative impact on how people receive that. So, knowing that, moving forward, it's a real skill. You learn it as you go forward. And morning. Hiya. And just trying to adopt that principle, trying to adopt that mindset during a difficult, shall we say, engagement. It's not easy. And of course, all these life skills, I think the older you get, the more that you actually learn this kind of stuff, and you maybe adhere to it. There are things that I would say to one person probably and not to the other. And there are some people I just wouldn't approach in giving them bad news unless I was maybe in a group setting, because the chances of that not being well received. But if other people are present and they hear that and you've said it with the best of intentions, that can help, smooth things over. But, ideally, a one-to-one is the best scenario. So, your level of approach can be moderated given who that individual is. You can, have a conversation with them where they don't necessarily feel that you've actually engaged in something bad. So going back to that sandwich principle, as I call it, if you do that, it just shows that you've taken care to address a difficult issue. You've considered their feelings. You've also got the point across in terms of how things have needed to be resolved. And there's every chance that you'll continue to have a successful relationship with that person, because it just feels like they've been shown maximum respect. And that's what we all want, isn't it? We all want to feel respect. We all want to be shown kindness, to feel like we're supported. A quick story. There was, I was working in this job once, and this chap said to me, he really blew his top. It was a kind of a boss, and he really blew his top about something. And I actually said to him, I remained calm and said to him, look, you know what? I wasn't shown this. I wasn't told this. I have no idea about that. I was defending my position because I felt I was right. And he obviously got very, very, very agitated and very angry and upset. Fortunately, he was around a group of other people, and but they were almost afraid of that person as well. But very calmly, very peacefully, I fought my corner. And I think, ultimately, that after that, we still continued a professional relationship, but they kind of come round to the fact that I didn't lower the tone of that conversation to what could have been quite a horrible, aggressive verbal exchange. Now, I'm never interested in fighting with people. I genuinely am not. I used to do it as a police officer. I'm just not interested in it. I just don't want violence, aggression in my life, especially my personal life. That's not something I ever want, and I know you guys are the same. So, engaging the sandwich principle can save you a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it can make them feel still respected, even though you've had to impart some information to them to make them feel valued still, even if there has been an issue raised about how they've actually dealt with something. And I think that's so worth knowing. It really is. It can save relationships. It can save, your colleagues from feeling like they absolutely hate you from now on because of that conversation. It can save an awful lot. So the sandwich principle is something I'm imparting today. Now, whether you take it forward, whether you enjoy that and do that, honestly, entirely up to you. But something good, something that you have to impart in the middle because you have to address something, and something nice at the end. And by praising them, by giving them that at the end, it just reinforces the fact that, you know what, we're only changing something small here. It's not big. If you do that, it's a win-win. Anyway, I've ranted along so much today, but as always, thank you so much for following. This is part of my daily vlog series. If you're not subscribed, if you could give me a subscribe, I really appreciate it, because it helps me on my journey to this 1,000 days. And yeah, I'm so enjoying it. I really am. And I'm so lucky that you're coming along for the journey. With that in mind, thank you so much. And all that's left to say is, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye now.